Well, Sean, Jen, the memorial of flowers and cards on top of Sergeant Ian Taylor's police cruiser gets bigger every single day. Today, hundreds came to honor the life of the 21-year law enforcement veteran. Those who knew him describing him as an incredible police officer, but an even better person.
We're all lesser today without Ian in our lives.
We will never forget the bond that we have with Sergeant Taylor.
Those who knew him say Sergeant Ian Taylor was unlike any other.
You subconsciously walked away from Sergeant Taylor and just knew you just walked away from somebody special.
A law enforcement veteran committing more than 2 decades to helping others, including 12 years with Billerica Police, spending countless hours serving his community, especially those struggling with addiction.
His knowledge, experience, and expertise was incredible.
The 49-year-old died last week after being hit by an excavator while working a road construction detail on Route 3A. His fellow officers and community honoring his life tonight.
It's just the fact that he was an all-around
Nice guy.
great guy, a really good police officer, great police officer, even a better human being.
Flags at half-staff as hundreds fill the courtyard outside Billerica Memorial High School, a testament to an officer and a man who gave his life serving others.
And you'll be missed by all. His impact on our lives will never be forgotten.
Now, Sergeant Taylor leaves behind his wife and 2 children. Details about services have not yet been released. Live in Billerica, Emily Maha, WCVB News Center 5.
This is New on 5 tonight. This is really a terrific story. The Scituate lacrosse team was heading to the state championship when the unthinkable happened.
Yeah, an assistant coach who also had a son on the team died unexpectedly. What happened next will inspire the young athletes for the rest of their lives. Our John Atwater reports.
Yeah, you boys want to hop out there?
It's the practice ahead of the biggest game of their young lives.
You're going to be right here.
Willie Robinson leading his team.
We've dreamed of this since we were kids.
As the Scituate Sailors gear up for the Division III state championship.
You never think it's going to happen to you, and then something like this happens.
But over the last week, Willie's needed his teammates more than ever.
You know, sports, it brings everybody together. It truly does.
Last Thursday, his 50-year-old father, Will, an assistant coach, died unexpectedly, collapsing on a run.
He was almost like a second father.
Despite the heartbreak, Willie and the team decided to play their scheduled game the next day.
I knew that's what he would have wanted. He would have wanted me to play.
A video highlights Willie's 5 goals that helped take the team to the semifinals last night. And it was Willie's incredible overtime goal that secured their spot in the championship game on Friday.
Oh, he always used to tell me, the clutch is what he liked to say, and you know, I could feel it for sure there that it was going to happen.
The emotional run has brought this team closer.
That we're going to get this done for him, we're going to get it done for his dad, and we're going to get it done for each other.
This isn't a team anymore, it's a family.
They are now on the cusp of a title they've all dreamt about.
Yeah, fist bumps all around.
Supporting each other as they play to honor a man who shaped them into the players they are today.
I tried to turn it into something more positive, and that's what I'm trying to do now, and that's what I'll try and do for the rest of my career, is turn it into something positive and not be as sad about the life he lived and be happy and try and honor the life he lived.
And no matter what happens Friday night, Willie's going to be back out here on the field playing for Scituate next year, and after he graduates, he's committed to playing at West Point. In Scituate, John Atwater, WCVB News Center 5.
That was wonderful.
Wasn't that nice?
Yeah,
you know, we're not a team anymore, we're a family.
That was beautiful.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, it was fantastic. I was going up for a header, so a guy on the other team also went up for a header. We just collided.
So can you imagine your child is playing a game that they love, and that child ends up on the field not breathing, only on 5? You can see that teenager is now recovering. He's doing great. Tonight we talked to his grateful mom, teammates, and friends.
And our Mary Saladna brings us the soccer field rescue. Take a look.
This is Foxborough's Gavin Smith at Tuesday's game against Canton, seconds before a collision that almost cost him his life.
I was going up for a header, so a guy on the other team also went up for a header. We just collided.
Foxborough Cable Access has pulled the video of the accident, but hundreds of people saw it happen, including Gavin's best friend, Matthew.
It was like very traumatizing. I just saw him seizuring out, so I just screamed at the coach, he's having a seizure, get over here now.
So I went down, my arm locked, and my eyes locked this way.
Also watching the nightmare unfold, Gavin's mom.
Some Foxborough moms who are medically trained jumped right into action with the athletic trainer. He was completely blue when we got out there.
And he did not have a pulse at that time, so I and the trainer initiated CPR.
Andrea DeSantis is a nurse at Boston Children's Hospital and Matthew's mom.
It was just very challenging because I've known Gavin since he's little, and I think of him as my own.
But together, these friends and neighbors brought Gavin back. He was alert and breathing when paramedics arrived. 2 days later, the 14-year-old is in concussion protocol, but feeling good.
Warriors on three. 1, 2, 3. Warriors!
His mom, beyond grateful.
2 moms in my town saved my child right in front of me. And when I was out there alone, they were around me like a blanket, and it just continued through the night with texts and phone calls and prayers.
CPR training, I think, is a must for the community, and to have CPR professionals at every sporting event because seconds matter.
And that's really the takeaway here. Be ready. No matter what the sport, no matter what the level of play, have people on standby who know CPR, who know what to do, and are ready to step in and use that training. In Foxborough, I'm Mary Salata, WCVB News Center 5.
And as you heard in Mary's report, 2 players actually went up for a header. The Canton High School player, who was also hurt in that sequence, is back home and resting tonight.
And the Canton athletic director tells us tonight that student is looking forward to returning to the soccer field this season, and so is Gavin, and we're so glad that they're both okay.
Outstanding. The Summer Olympic Games in Paris are about to get underway.
And new on 5, there is a local swimmer that you're going to want to cheer for. Her name is Zuri Ferguson. She is only 17 years old. Our Mary Saladna is live in Attleboro, where she's still in high school, Mary.
This is just an unbelievable story. You know, Zuri had already set her sights on the 2028 Olympic Games, competing for the U.S., but in the meantime, she has won a spot in Paris, competing for her parents' native country.
It's amazing. It's really, really exciting to watch her.
Look to the center lane. You're watching Attleboro's own Zuri Ferguson doing her record-breaking backstroke. A 17-year-old so good, she's now an Olympian.
The amount of effort that she puts in the pool for practicing, for traveling for meets, to be here at school is just, it's mind-blowing.
Darby Sawyer is Zuri's coach at Attleboro High School. She remembers the moment Zuri shared the big news.
And she's like, it's not official yet, but I'm going to Paris.
Zuri will compete for Trinidad and Tobago. Both her father Andre and mother Karina were born there. A 3-time state champion here at home, Ferguson set new records while qualifying for Paris in the 50, 100, and 200 meter backstroke. But here at Attleboro High, she loves competing as a team, and she's as accomplished in the classroom as she is in the pool.
She's amazing. She's an amazing student. She's hardworking. She's in AP classes. She's in honors classes. And I keep telling her, go out there and have fun. This is an experience to set you up for 2028. And you know, we're just so excited for her.
Now, Zuri still has her senior year here in Attleboro, then it's on to the University of Florida, where she will compete for the Gators and train for those 2028 Olympic Games. And we looked on the schedule. She'll be competing in that 100-meter backstroke. That's her specialty on Monday and Tuesday. Go Zuri. I mean, what a great story. Ed and Maria.
Go Zoe.
Yeah, amazing, Mary. Thank you.
We have been telling you about it, sharing glimpses for months. Tomorrow, a traveling exhibit dedicated to the history of Auschwitz is opening in Back Bay. Some survivors and families of victims were invited to visit ahead of the opening.
And many of the survivors chose not to tour the exhibit, feeling too overwhelmed. But as our Jennifer Piñate explains right now, they want you to hear their stories to make sure that history does not repeat itself.
Periodically, we had to go to the so-called disinfection showers. We did not know whether we will come out alive.
Haunting memories from inside the walls of Auschwitz.
And we saw those crematoriums going full blast.
years ago, Magda Bader was 14, unaware of the atrocities she would survive inside the Nazis' deadliest concentration camp. Her testimony is part of a powerful traveling exhibit now in Boston for the first and possibly only time.
There is a lesson for people when they come here to learn what hatred did. And here I am.
The pain is too overwhelming for Magda to tour the exhibit, but she asks you to come face to face with the 700 harrowing artifacts on display here at Auschwitz not long ago, not far away. A child's shoe, baby clothes, jewelry, wedding rings, letters, photos of families torn apart by hate, preserved from the moment they were found.
We need to do everything we can to support Holocaust education everywhere.
Janet Steinkalm is the daughter of an Auschwitz survivor.
I look at every single picture and every face and I say, is this my grandmother? Is this my grandfather? It's hard.
1 million Jewish people and tens of thousands of others were murdered by the Nazis at Auschwitz.
But I'm lucky that I have had a life after that.
That was our Jennifer Pignate reporting tonight. After months at Auschwitz, Magda and 3 of her sisters were able to escape Nazi soldiers after being moved to another camp. She is now in her 90s, and she says she will continue sharing her family story for as long as she can. News Center 5 is the exclusive broadcast partner of Auschwitz. Not long ago, not far away. You can find ticket information on our WCVB app.